Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to solve some coding questions for Deloitte. So basically before starting, you need to know that for Deloitte, you are going to get two questions. And out of those two questions, so as you see, the first question that they have mentioned as it's going to be like one question is going to be something called as programming nugget. So they have mentioned in a way, and another question that you have is like live programming. All right. So basically, what is mean by this programming nugget is like you are going to get a question. So where 40% of the code might be pre-written, and you have to just complete that question. And also in second, like live programming, these are just the keywords that they are using. So basically, in live programming, you have to write the complete code, like even with respect to the input and all the from the editor is going to be completely clean. You have to write all the code on your own and in programming nugget. So basically you are going to get some function declarations or some initial basic code. You have to complete that given code. All right, so we are going to solve these questions and I'm going to explain you entire question. So instead of giving a partial, because since we are in which way we are learning, so we are going to get solve the complete end-to-end question in this one. And now, before we actually get started with the video, and I just want to tell you that there's a giveaway for all the subscribers of the channel. So if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe it now. I will tell you about the giveaway and what is the prize that you have also in the video. So let's get started with the first question that we have. So let's say you can pause the video and read the question. I'll just read a few lines and I will give you directly we are going to solve with the examples. So here it is given. So basically, you have given challenge and you have to calculate the number of numbers and which are less than a certain value of n and which is exactly k set bits and its binary form. So basically, you have to solve this. I will just go to the example directly and I will explain you what exactly we have to do. So there is some input format and output format is given. In the input format, the first line containing the value of n and k, you have to give that in a space separated format. And the output is going to be a number of numbers present in a single line. Now, what is mean by this number of numbers? So input that we have is like 7 input. So let's say your n value that we have is 7 and k value is 2. So basically, you need to find the bits and that in that you need to convert this all the numbers. So all the numbers which are less than 7. So if I write it down, those are going to be 6, then 5, then we have 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. So all the positive numbers which are less than 7 are from 6 to 0. When we convert these numbers into a binary, and if you write the binary format of these numbers, so if I start writing from here, so we have basically all 0, 0. And then for 1, it's going to be like 000, 1. And for 2, what we have is 0, 0, 1, 0. And for 3, it's going to be like 0, 0, 1, 1. And the 4 is what we have 0, 1, 0, 0. Then we have 5, which is nothing but 0, 1, 0, 1. You can easily convert these numbers, and I'm just telling you in terms of like how these numbers are. So 0, 1, 1, 0. So these are all the binary forms that we have for the numbers 6 to 0, which are less than n. You can read the previous slide and pause the video, and you can understand what is the question exactly. So now we need to find those numbers. We need to count those many numbers where we have exactly 2 set bits. Now, what is mean by the set bits? Set bits is like whenever you have a binary format and that is considering as a 1. Like if that binary number has 1 in it, like binary is all about zeros and ones, right? We have either 0, we have 1. So set bit is nothing but the digit that where the 1 is present. So those number, there has to be exactly 2 set bits in that digit and in that number. And how many exactly numbers that we have in a given range of n, like which is less than n, and that we need to find. So if we analyze, like since I have converted that into the binary, it is easy. Here we have like 0 set bits. Here we have, if I just write it down, we have 1 set bit. Here again we have only 1 set bit because we are going to find the number. How exactly we are going to count it? We are going to look at through the code itself. I will tell you the methods that are used in it. But since We have converted that with the pen method. I'm just explaining you in terms of how exactly we'll get the answer first, then I'll talk about the code part. So here, how many one digits that we have, like how many set bits? 2. I'm just counting the number of set bits that we have. Here we have 1. Again, in this we have 2, and in this is also 2. So what is the value of k? That is 2. We need to count how many times this is appeared based on the number of digits that we have, and that is nothing but 3. So this is what you need to count. Okay, so I hope you understood the part. What we did is we have the value of n. We have given a k value, which is the count of the set bits. And for each value, like given the 7, we have to find all the numbers which are less than n. You need to convert that into a binary, find the set bits of each digit, and then check where exactly the set bits matches to. And we have done that here, and we found that 3 digits, which are for 6, then 5, and 3. So these are the 3 digits where we can see there are like 2 set bits, like which consist of 2 ones in its binary form. Now let's look at how exactly we are going to solve it. Alright, so let's go back to the code part. Here we are going to discuss about the Python, and since in the day of the exam, at the exam center, you will get a drop down list to select your programming language, which is either you can select Python, C++, Java, or C. I'm going to show you the code for C++ and Java as well. But first, understand the logic in Python. All right. So here we have the function. So in this function, what is we have given like count numbers with the k bits. So how many numbers we have with exactly k bits. For that, we are getting the input n and k, which is given in the example that we have seen. Now, for each value of n, we need to convert that into a binary, and then we need to find the count of ones in that each binary format. So that's why we have another function which says count set bits. So basically, and in that we are going to pass the number. So initially the count is 0. We are going to iterate a loop using the while loop on that number, and this count plus equal to num and 1. So this is basically the operation where we are going to find least significant bit of that number. So let's say if we have the number which is like 0, 1, 0, 0, which is representation of 4, right? The decimal representation 4 that we have binary. So what is the least significant bit? And we are going to check if from that number, if the least significant bit is 1, then only we will increment the count. So least significant bit is the last bit that we will check. And here we have the 0, and we are comparing that with the 1. Okay, so this is false. So it will just go to the next step where we have right shift operator. So this operator is nothing but acts as a right shift operator. We are going to shift 1 digit to the right. So next time we will read this, next time we will read this in the iteration, because we are running that in a for. So when this condition occurs, so when we have 1 and 1, so this is like it will increment the counter, and the count will be 1 for the digit 4. Once you get that, we are going to find, now this we are going to apply for all the numbers from 6 to 0, because we need to find all the numbers less than 7, right? So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And once you do that, for each number, we are going to add the counter for that one specific number that we have taken as input. Once you do that, we are going to run a for loop in a given range, which is 7. And we are going to say if count of set bits exactly equal to k. So what is the value of k here? 2. And we are going to store, like, let's say, if we start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, we have stored, like, here we have 0, here we have 1, here we have for 2, what is the value? We have 1. For 3, we have this 2 set bits. For 4, we have only 1 set bit. For 5, we have 2 set bits. For 6, we have 2 set bits. So we are going to count these how many times this value of k, that is equal to 2, for this method that which we are passing it. And we are going to increment the result. Initially that we have displayed at 0, and at the end this result will be given. So that you are going to get the answer as 3. So for this is the driver code that we have. And for that, you need to take the input from the user, the value of n and k. And with respect to the constraint that we have, this needs to be taken as a space separated value. That's why we are using this input method with the split. So let's say if you give 7 and 2, it will add this value 7 to the n and 2 to the k, assign this value. And since Python is by default takes the format in the string format, we are going to convert that into int, and then we are going to make like a map. So mapping is like we are going to apply this int function on all the input that we have taken. And once you get this input, what we are going to do is we are going to call the function, which is count number of numbers with key set bits that we have written here, and that will give us the output, nothing but this result. All right, let's execute this. So here we have, and the value of n that we have is 7. The value of k that we have is 2. Let's enter, and that is where you get the answer. The value is 3. So basically, there are 3 digits which has the set bits exactly 2 in the range of the n value between 0 to 6. 7, because we want to check less than 7 all the values, right? So this is how you can solve this question. Now let's get back to the question. Alright, so this kind of a question you can expect in the Deloitte. So basically, this kind of a question that you can expect in Deloitte. So before we move to the next question, I just want to tell you what is the giveaway that you are going to get. So let me talk about Pratinsta Prime, which is one-stop solution for you for the placement preparation for all the companies that you are going to do it. And not just that, this is the place where you can get like 200 plus courses. So now, as you are preparing for the Deloitte, let me show you the content that you are going to get for the Deloitte. And like if I open the syllabus here, so for the Deloitte, you are going to get 250 plus hours of course content along with the 10 plus mock test. And then we have like 300 plus topic wise mocks and 130 hours of interview preparation. And not just that, you can see the stats that people got selected in the Deloitte by following these resources. So here you can get, like, since there are multiple rounds that you have, from quantitative, logical, and verbal ability, coding, and all the interview preparation skills that you need are covered under one place. So if I have to show you like what kind of resources that you get, if you just scroll down here, you will find all the screenshot in a way that in which format that you're going to learn along with these courses. Okay, so this is what you are going to get as the giveaway. So now let's just talk about the giveaway question that you have. Okay, so here another question that we have. I'm going to explain this question to you. You have to solve this question and comment out the answer. Either you can do that in Python, C++ or Java. Based on that, the top 3 commenters will be picked by the team if they get the correct answer, and you will get the Pratinsta Prime subscription for free. Alright, so now let's talk about this question. Here we have, here Rahul made a linked list, a list made of n nodes where every node has 2 variables. What are those values? One is velocity, another is mass of a particle. And since all the particles have the velocity in the same direction, find the total momentum of the entity made by the particles from the linked list. And here are some constraints, like what should be the value of n in between, and what is the value of m, and what is the condition that we have to have the value of velocity, like momentum and the velocity. Now let's talk about the example here. Before that, we have the input format. The first line containing n, number of nodes. Let's say you can say 5 nodes, 6 nodes, how many linked lists that we have. And then the n lines containing the mass and velocity with space separated value. Alright, then what is the output that we have? It's single integer denoting the momentum that you have to calculate. Okay, so here with the first value that we have is nothing but n, which represents as 4 nodes. And for each node, we have this list, space separate. And the first value is nothing but your mass. Second value is the velocity. Now you need to know the formula for calculating the momentum. So if you know from school or math, physics, you have learned that momentum is nothing but m into v, right? So but this formula is going to compute for each list. So let's say for one, it's going to 1 into 3. Right, and then it will be like 2 into 4, and similarly 2 into 3, 4 into 5. But you need the total momentum. So that's why you have to individually multiply this, and then you have to perform the addition of these numbers. And overall, if you do that, you will get the answer, which is 37. So you have to write the code for this. Like I have just told you, the p-value, the formula is m into v, but that is only applied for the one single element here. But you need to do that for all the nodes that we have, and you need to get the total sum of these values after multiplying, like after applying this formula. And this is what the answer that you need to get expected answer. All right, so this is what you have to solve, and do let us know the answer in the comment section so that the top 3 commenters will get the preference of and subscription for the free. Now, also if you want to get more updates regarding the Deloitte hiring, these are all the Instagram channel and WhatsApp and Discord and LinkedIn and Telegram channel that we have pasted all these links in the description. If you want us to cover more coding videos, do also let us know in the comment section. We'll come up with more videos for you like this. And thanks for watching. I will see you up ahead in the next one.